The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who, well, he just needs to pick up a diamond to shoot out the sun. Welcome, Jacob.
Well, it's a diamond in the rough. No, wait a minute, wrong
film. Wrong film.
Why, thank you. Let me introduce our co-host, a man who was just looking for a princess and found a laser weapon. Welcome, Drew.
Yeah, if you can't figure out what we're talking about, I don't blame you, because this is the weirdest film. Yeah, the weirdest film I think we've actually put on this show, outside of a couple of bad movie months. And that's the thing is, you'll note, I'm not playing the bad movie theme, because I don't really consider this a bad movie. No. But, wow, is it weird. There was one other one weirder. Okay. And that was... Is it Bio Burley? No. It was Satellite Girl and Milk Cow. Oh, that was a weirder film. That was weird. This is not quite that weird, but it ain't far from it.
Well, I would go so far as to say it was a wacky film. I wouldn't say it's a weird film.
That's true.
It was interesting. The fact that it's literally just a cut and paste, kind of some redos of what they did in Dragon Ball.
Oh, we'll get to that. Because
I've never seen Dragon Ball. Never seen Dragon Ball.
In fact, correct me if I'm wrong. You've never met Launch before.
I know about Launch.
Yeah, because I know she popped up in a joke in DBZA, and she does show up in Dragon Ball Z in filler material.
Yes.
But we'll get to her and all this other stuff. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the spoiler-free section of our review of Dragon Ball Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle.
That's not a mouthful if you've never heard of one.
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
This is my first time having watched this film. But the thing is, I've owned it for 15 years.
Really?
Because I bought the 4-pack Dragon Ball movies back when they first released at Walmart, so with my nice little employee discount at the time. And I plugged in the first movie, which was, if you remember, Curse of the Blood Rubies.
Yes.
Which we have already reviewed. And I thought, okay, that's kind of stupid fun. And then I just never got to the other 3 films in that pack.
Fair enough.
And we're only going to be hitting 2 this year, because the other one, we're waiting until we catch up to its production in release order, which means we have to wait till nearly all the Dragon Ball Z films are done.
Oh, okay.
So 3 or 4 years from now, we'll get to the last Dragon Ball film.
In Dragonuary, we're calling it now?
Well, that's what we called it last year when we did Battle of Gods, Resurrection F.
This awesome shirt he's wearing.
Super Broly.
Super Broly. No, not Super Broly. Not
Dragon Ball
Broly.
Super Broly.
Yes. Got
to say that one right. And then Dragon Ball Super Superhero. That was what we did last year. And then previously we have also reviewed in regular episodes, like I said, Curse of the Blood Rubies and The Dead Zone.
Yes.
Which those are things.
Yeah, and
those are films.
Well, granted, be like the first thing I think of The Dead Zone is the DBZA abridged version,
which we haven't announced this. No, we haven't yet. But once we get done with Outlaw Star and we go back to Batman and we finish Batman, sometime I think in July.
July, oh my god.
June or July, sometime this summer. We're actually going to do all of Dragon Ball Z abridged in our TAS segment, because, no offense, that's the only way we're actually going to review the Dragon Ball Z television show, because it's too long.
That is true.
And not a lot happens per episode.
That is true.
Not in original Dragon Ball Z, but in this, it goes a lot faster. But yeah, this was the first time I'd ever seen this. It's I had no idea what I was getting into going into it, other than I knew it was somewhat based on the second saga of the show, which was the Turtle Training and Tournament arc, or Tournament Saga.
Yeah.
Tournament Saga, I think, is generally how people shorten it, but it technically includes Goku and Krillin training. A little did I know, this only loosely adapts 4 chapters and 2 episodes of the thing, and even then, it's like not really.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, we'll get to it. Basically, this takes where this kind of can serve as a sequel to Curse of the Blood Rubies. But you don't have to watch that movie. You can literally plug this in to it. You can just watch the first arc, the Journey to the Monkey King arc, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Emperor Pilaf arc, and then throw this in right after that, and then jump straight into the tournament. And you pretty much, well, no, you have to kind of not right after tournament, but basically push this in where those 2 episodes are, and then you go from there.
Yeah.
But it literally is entirely different from what Akira Toriyama originally wrote for this. In some ways, I think it might be. In some ways, it's worse. In some ways, it's kind of better, believe it or not, than what actually occurred. But it's not a bad little film, but you can tell this is made to advertise the show for people who don't have time to sit down and just throw in a. But back in the days before the internet, because this was released as part of a. It's not a quadruple feature with. I have to look it up, but it was with a film base that was connected to the Super Sentai series season that was out at the time called Mask Man.
Okay.
It was also connected to. It also had 2 other films that I just cannot remember off the top of my head. But it was definitely made for like, here's things. If you haven't had a chance to go watch our television shows yet, here's what we're doing right now, and here's this weird little thing in there. So, I don't hate it. It's, like I said, it's fun, but it is definitely not canon. So your mileage may vary. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts, like Drew said before, this is my first time watching this. There again, I have never watched a single episode of Dragon Ball itself. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z when it came out because the friend group I had was in football, and we would have some downtime, like an hour, and so we would watch a bootleg VHS of that week's episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
So, and they're going to be like, I know a lot of the lore because you watch a lot of things on YouTube. And understanding this was a adaptation of the first training arc with Master Roshi. And I'd be like, I found myself very interested in the film. It was, okay, this is unique. This is quirky. This is very much a product of its time with the late 80s in manga and anime. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. It's not one of those, like, okay, I would maybe gravitate towards, but I was interested enough what they were doing. And by the end of the movie, I'm like, what in the world just happened? But at the same, I had fun. And I think the purpose of this film was to have fun.
Yes.
And
you're not meant to take it too seriously.
No, this isn't Galaxy Quest. Let's say that.
Oh, good night.
But I'd be like, it's a fun little film. I'm not going to say it's like the worst. I'm not going to say it's the best. It's one of those happy medium, just have fun with it. It's a goofy adventure about 2 kids going on an adventure to find a princess, and the princess isn't exactly what you think it is.
That's very true.
And they meet the devil.
Is he? We'll get to that.
Yes, we'll get there.
I mean, his name is Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer.
But it's Count Lucifer.
Yeah, Count Lucifer.
So it's not the devil, but
Right.
he is a vampire.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's not like CW's Lucifer. That's a weird show. If you ever watched any of that, it's weird.
Isn't it based on a DC thing, or am I confused?
I think it's loosely based off a DC thing, and what I've understand, there's a lot of Mormonism in there. A lot.
I'll take your word for it because I don't know. But why don't we go ahead and jump into our spoiler-filled section of our review of, once again, Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess, and I keep saying this wrong. Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle.
In Devil's Castle.
I keep wanting to say Dragon's Castle for some reason.
That makes sense.
And I think it's because there's no Dragon Balls in this film.
No Dragon Balls. It's just an adventure.
The following.
That Roshi literally just sends them on because he's Roshi. If you get what I get, if you get it, you get it.
Right. The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle.
There you go.
Listener discretion is advised.
See, he can read.
I'm glad I'm not having to sing this because I did right before this thing. I could do the do. The following is a spoiler-filled review. It's like I cannot get through that with the title.
No, we'd be here for like 10 minutes.
We've done that before.
We have.
Anyway. Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. I've said that 3 times in a row in less than a minute.
Yes.
Was directed by Daisuke Nishio, and he was one of the animation directors on Interstellar 5555, which we were going to review last year until we realized it's not streaming anywhere, and a physical copy was nearly $100.
Yeah, no thank you.
So that's why we didn't do that last year. Maybe one day when we can get a hold of it, we will do that. But it was written by Yoshifumi Yuki and Keiji Terui, and it was, of course, based on the Dragon Ball manga created by Akira Toriyama. Getting into the English cast, playing Goku, we have Sally Delgadillo, I believe is how you're supposed to say that. And she would go on to play Dende in Dragon Ball Z. Krillin was played by Laurie Steele, and in the Aeon Flux video game, she played the Handler. The blue-haired version of Launch and Poir was voiced by Monica Antonelli, who would go on to play Chaozu in Dragon Ball.
Chaozu!
The blonde-haired Launch was played by Christine Martin, and this is her only role.
Really?
This film is her only role.
So they had 2 voice actresses play Launch.
Yes, one for the good Launch and one for the bad Launch. When they went back and did the dub for the original Dragon Ball, they just had one actress voice both characters.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because they are kind of separate characters.
Fair.
Yamcha, Igor, and Turtle were all voiced by Chris Sabat.
Okay, of course.
And because Chris Sabat does pretty much a lot of stuff, I tried to find something that we've never talked about before. He plays a character named Director Bear in the anime Reborn as a Vending Machine, I Now Wander the Dungeon.
Wow, that's the title.
Literally, the main character gets turned into a vending machine that a young girl then has to carry around different places, and he always gives out exactly what people need.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird but fun little anime. Bulma was played by Leslie Alexander, and she would go on to play Mama Watson in the video game Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, okay.
Oolong was voiced by Brad Jackson, who would go on to play Gonzo Tarukane in Yu Yu Hakusho. And Master Roshi, Lucifer, Gastel, and the narrator were all voiced by Mike McFarland, who would go on to play Buggy in One Piece.
Oh, okay. I have no idea who those characters are, but okay.
Buggy is like one of the major antagonists from what I can understand in One Piece.
Oh, okay.
He's a clown pirate.
Okay, I think I recognized that character design. Okay,
yes.
Got it.
Kingdom Hearts connections. What is your guess?
1.
You think it's only 1?
Yes. No. 3. I'm going to change my answer to
You're
3.
changing your answer to 3.
Yes.
Well, you were 2 off. It was 5. All in the Japanese version.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. Masako Nozawa, who's the Japanese voice of Goku, plays Merryweather in Kingdom Hearts. One of the 3 fairies in Sleeping Beauty.
Yes.
Naoki Tatsuda, who was Oolong in Dragon Ball, plays both Rabbit and the Small Beagle Boy in Kingdom Hearts. Shozo Kazuka, who played Igor the Butler. In Japan, the character was just called Butler. He wasn't given the name Igor.
Oh, okay.
But he played Dr. Jumba Jukiba in Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Ikuyi Sawaki played pretty much the Goblins, which was... it credits them as Majin in the Japanese version, but in the English version, they're credited as Goblins. Majin, to my understanding, means demon.
Yeah.
So...
I think Majin Buu.
That's where the connection comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Master Control Program in Kingdom Hearts. And lastly, Akira Toriyama was both the creator of Dragon Ball and the character designer of all 4 protagonists that appear in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because Smash Bros. Is a Kingdom Hearts game, for those who don't remember. That was a different race that were called the Majin Geek Devotions, but it was Majin Buu's race. They're not connected to these Majin.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, what do we got in info and stuff, if anything?
Oh, we actually do. There's quite a bit.
I wasn't sure how much you would be able to find.
Yes. Yeah, it was very, very easy Google search. Very easy.
Yeah, these aren't pink gumballs.
Oh, gosh.
Like Majin Buu is.
No, they're not. So, info and stuff. IMDb has a 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has a 46 audience score, which kind of tells you what kind of movie this is. You can rent it on Amazon for $3.79. This was what I did.
Yes.
It
is the English dub.
It is the English dub. So I did I could not find this on Amazon, but I did find it on eBay that you can buy a VHS copy from 1999, which is uncut, for $10 with $4.47 for delivery. Or you can pay a whopping $100 for the same thing. So it varies from $10 to $100 for VHS.
Whereas I bought it on DVD with 3 other movies 15 years ago, probably for about $5 a piece.
Oh, okay. Well, let me double check if there actually is any DVDs of this. Yes. Okay. So you can, on Amazon, you can probably buy the exact same pack that Drew mentioned for about $10.95 with $8.35 delivery charge.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So you can buy it. Don't know what condition you're going to get when you buy it, but
that's very true.
You can buy it on DVD. It's still available if you want to buy it on DVD. If you're one of those hardcore Dragon Ball fans, which if you are, you probably already own this. All right, so production was Toei Animation. Distribution was Toei Company. Runtime was 45 minutes. Rating was PG. Because this was the 80s. Because everything was PG. Including Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which should have been R.
Which is why there's now a PG-13 rating.
That's why there's a PG-13. Because of that film. All right, so release date. Okay, this is interesting because I didn't know this. So on July 18th, 1987, it was released in Japan. The first time it was released here in the United States was in 1989 by Harmony Gold.
Yes.
And they basically combined the first 2 films, first 2 or first 3 films into one thing. And I think you can still find that on VHS, I think. You could.
Wouldn't surprise me. Bear in mind, I believe Harmony Gold is the one that had the big green dub of some of the later Dragon Ball Z films.
Yeah.
So,
and they were the first ones to actually dub.
They were the first. They just didn't get very far with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they only got a couple of movies done before it got transferred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fun fact, this technically has 3 dubs.
Yeah, it does. It has 3 dubs. And apparently the third one is so bad. So horrible.
We can't even find a cast list for
No,
it.
it's uncredited.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah. So the other one, which is the Funimation dub, from December 18th, 1999, which is the Funimation dub. Mm-hmm. And there's another one which we don't have a whole lot of information on. We don't know what it was.
Well, it's the AB Group dub, probably.
Yeah, AB Group. They did that. There's no information when it was released. It could have been released in the 90s.
It was Canadian.
That was Canadian?
Well, I mean, there was a Canadian group.
Yeah, it was Canadian group.
AB Group and Ocean Group are the same thing.
That's true. So, either or. Going into box office, at the Japanese box office, the film sold 2.6 million tickets and earned a net. Distributor rental income of 850 million yen. I'm not sure the exchange rate on that, but it's pretty good. All right, so home release. The English rights to Sleeping Princess in Dragon Castle was granted to Harmony Gold, originally in conjunction with their rights to the TV show in 1989. They edited the two films into a special, but never actually did anything with the film other than using bits of footage in their opening theme. Funimation acquired the film in 1995 along with the Dragon Ball series and the rest of the films. The English dub of Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle, produced by Funimation, was released on VHS in North America on December 15th, 1998, a few years after Funimation canceled their original short-lived dub of the series with BLT Productions. In 2005 of December, the film was released in a Region 1 DVD individually as a part of the Dragon Ball movie box set with Mystical Adventure and the Path of the Dragon. This set was re-released in a thin pack on February 12th, 2008. The film was distributed on VHS in Region 4 in Australia by Madman Entertainment. The film was re-released to remaster a 4-disc movie with other Dragon Ball films in February 8th, 2011, containing Funimation existing dub, but restored with original opening and ending. An alternative English dub was produced in France by AB Group and released in English-speaking markets in Europe. It featured an uncredited voice cast. Both this English and Speedy dub are notoriously known for the poor grammar, voice acting, limited pool of voice actors, and unexpected name changes. So that's all I have for an info stuff. I'm pretty sure Drew will get into a lot of that later.
Yes. So I was a little bit off when I said that earlier. The one we don't have much information on is actually the one by Creative Products, which was first.
Oh, okay.
Which was dubbed in 1996, 1997.
Okay.
Then we have the Funimation dub, which was 1998.
Yeah.
And then AB Group did it in 2003.
Okay.
So, just so we have all of that.
Fair.
All right. Getting into the summary. Long ago, takes like... I don't know if you can call it long ago when you have
time ago.
When you have like motorcycles or motorized unicycles.
Yeah.
But long ago, in an age where darkness still roams the earth, a mysterious castle stands among the 5 mountains that are called the Devil's Hand. There, according to legend, the beautiful sleeping princess is lying within the confines of the castle walls, guarded by the blackest and most sinister master of the underworld. Years later, 11-year-old Goku arrives at Kame House to seek training with Master Roshi and to learn more martial arts skills. He finds Roshi watching the exercise program featuring the girls, which Turtle Hermits likes, and gets his attention. But while discussing their training plans over lunch, Goku and Roshi notice a little monk approaching the island on a rowboat. After jumping off his boat and landing on Roshi's island, the monk identifies himself as Krillin and also begs Roshi to train him. When Roshi refused, Krillin succeeded to make him change his mind by giving him magazines as a bribe. Those kind of magazines.
Yeah, you catch a grip.
Krillin also meets Goku, who could not tell the difference of how men shave their heads and make themselves bald. After telling the boys the origins of the sleeping princess, who was apparently held captive in the Devil's Hand by a vampire-like count named Lucifer, Roshi sends them on a quest far to the west to retrieve her with one rule. Whoever brings back the sleeping princess will become Master Roshi's student. Meanwhile, a mean blonde-haired girl named Launch also discovered the information of the sleeping princess and planned to take her. The boys continued on their way to the Devil's Hand as Krillin uses all of the standard tricks to prevent Goku from catching up, but he outsmarts them without giving up. A little later, Bulma, Oolong, Yamcha, and Puar, who are on a summer vacation, also meet Roshi and ask where Goku is. Roshi says that he and Krillin have gone to the Devil's Hand, pretending it is an amusement park or a tourist attraction. I think some of this might be from the Japanese version. So the gang fly in Bulma's capsule jet to the castle. At sunset, Goku and Krillin finally approached the Devil's Hand itself and went inside. Unknown to the boys, Launch also entered, willing to steal the sleeping princess away for herself. When the gang near the castle as night falls, the jet is attacked by ogres, causing it to crash down, and Bulma is taken to the Devil's Hand. After waking up in a bedroom, Bulma meets Lucifer himself and his butler Igor, who seemingly treat her as a guest and show her to the ogre convention of the sleeping princess.
Convention?
That's what this says. I got this off of Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
Take that for your own amusement. Lucifer then revealed his true dark nature to Bulma and had her tied to a chair that she sat on with vines.
Nobody.
Intending Igor to drain her of her blood through a giant syringe in order to wake the sleeping princess.
Thank you, Artsy.
Hearing Bulma's screams for help, Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar went to the sleeping princess's convention and, in disguise as ogres, though through Oolong and Puar's shapeshifting, wait for their opportunity to rescue their friend. Goku and Krillin ran into and fight the ogres and monsters, including a giant devil called Gastel, who is then eaten by a swamp monster while attacking them, until they drop in straight onto the bedchamber of the sleeping princess, which they only find to be a giant jewel, disrupting the convention. Then Launch arrives on her motorcycle, takes the sleeping princess, and drives away as Goku and Krillin chase Launch without noticing Bulma and the others. Oolong's shapeshifting wears out after his 5 minutes. That can't be, I've only taken 5 minutes. Making Puar change back to herself after she sees in shock that Oolong is back to his normal self. Their disguise ruined, Yamcha, Oolong, and Puar are then captured. As Launch blasts her way through the ogres by firing her machine gun at them, her hair tickles her nose and she sneezes, changing into a nice blue-haired version of herself. Launch fell off her motorcycle and landed on the ground, confused what she was doing. Goku recovered the sleeping princess, but Lucifer appeared with the ogres, holding Krillin. After being given a warning which would lead to Krillin's death as a consequence, Goku forcibly returns the sleeping princess to Lucifer and demands his friend's release. But instead, Goku gets a beating from the ogres after a pink little devil paralyzed him by biting his tail, the source of his weakness, much to Krillin's despair too. Later, Lucifer uses the light of the full moon to power up the sleeping princess, successfully awakening her. Outside the Devil's Hand, the gang, included a battered and bruised Goku, is encased in a giant wall of rock. But Goku looked at the moon and transformed into the mighty Ozaru, a giant ape.
Yes.
Smashing the wall and releasing the gang. The rampaging Goku then chases the gang, picking up Launch and attempting to devour her. Yamcha and Krillin grabbed hold of Goku's tail, weakening the great ape and allowing Puar to shapeshift into a pair of scissors and cut it off. Goku returns to his normal but naked self, but he doesn't remember anything of what he did in his monstrous form. He also panics when he finds his tail's gone, but quickly forgets about it. Back inside the castle, Lucifer inserted the sleeping princess into a laser cannon and prepared to destroy the rising sun despite Bulma's pleas.
It's a giant laser cannon.
Suddenly, Goku, wearing Oolong's overall pants, Krillin, and Yamcha come to the rescue. While the boys fight Lucifer, Yamcha kills Igor and frees Bulma. Just as Lucifer activates the laser cannon, Goku uses the Kamehameha wave to damage it, causing the castle to collapse in the process. While the gang make a run for it, the falling cannon kills Lucifer by blasting him. The sleeping princess disappeared and the devil's hand is half destroyed. While the sun is up with no harm, the gang is saved and Krillin acts contrite, although he does not actually apologize to Goku for his behavior. The gang then pose for peace as the unseen camera photographs them at the devil's hand. The two boys return to Kame House with Launch, and Roshi is very pleased, thinking the boys have passed the test. As if Launch were actually the sleeping princess. He takes them both on as students while he brings Lunch into his house.
Launch, run.
At one moment, Goku and Krillin are happy with their time for training, but it begins wrong when Launch changes into her bad self with a sneeze and drives Roshi out of the house with a machine gun.
Of course.
She fires at Roshi, Goku, and Krillin and Turtle until a passing fly makes her sneeze again, turning her back into her good self. Launch apologized for her actions, and as the surprise group then walked back from her a little bit. Getting into the trivia for this.
So before we get into that, I want to say some things in the
if it's about what Artsy is mentioning in there, I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, it's more like it was like Ogre Con. That was the first thing I thought. Artsy was Ogre Con. Yes, always, and like there was a pop of her.
I'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to that because I gotta explain that.
Oh, okay.
This loosely adapts chapters 24 and 27 of the manga and episodes 14 and 15 of the anime. And by loosely adapts, what I mean is that Master Roshi sends Goku and Krillin off on a trial, and they return with Launch. That is the only thing this is connected to the manga. Everything else in this was created new for this movie.
That's fair. They got to make something fresh.
Oh, yes. Launch's name in Japan is actually Lunch.
Lunch. Okay.
In fact, in my original copy of the manga, the good Launch was named Lunch, while the bad Launch was Launch.
Oh, okay.
The Funimation dub decided just to keep her name as Launch for their purposes, but yeah. That's the thing.
I've got ideas for cover art.
But as all of the names in Dragon Ball are puns, and she was a major character in the early chapters of Dragon Ball. The pun on her name at first is going to seem fairly obvious, being Lunch for the good side and Launch for the other. So it's based off of the meal and what she's going to do to you if she catches you looking at her wrong. But I'd like to point out that, in Japan, this is actually written the same way.
Oh, okay.
It's just pronounced different. It's pronounced the same way, but written differently, I believe, depending on what's going on. But here's the other thing. Do you know how the Japanese pronounce her name?
No clue.
Well, they have a hard time. They don't use the L over there in Japan.
Okay, didn't know that.
Well, yeah, because they have that time where they will. They use the R syllable for L.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times. So
Raunch?
Well, except the way the Japanese say it, there's another syllable at the end. Her name in Japan is actually Raunchy.
Raunchy. Oh, okay.
Which,
wow.
Considering her entire point is to shoot Master Roshi anytime he gets a little raunchy.
That is brilliant. That is freaking brilliant.
Because while in her good form, does have a more motherly approach with Goku and Krillin in the anime. Yeah. And does do the cooking for him. The entire point of this character is so when Akira Toriyama wanted Master Roshi to get a little handsy, they had a reason. She would sneeze and then shoot him with a machine gun. And Krillin and Goku. Goku could handle it. Who knows how Krillin survived at this time?
Apparently even Master Roshi can handle it. Getting shot.
He's a master. He was stronger than Goku at this point. Technically. Because remember, Goku's a low class. He's technically weak in comparison to the rest of his Saiyan brothers.
So, in comparison, so if you're a master of some kind of martial art, you're able to, like, take a bullet and be perfectly fine.
I'd like to
just a little bit of blood just coming down your face.
I'd also like to point out this is a comedy action thing.
Agreed.
So sometimes the rules of comedy take place over the physics.
Oh yeah.
We say of a show where they fire energy blasts at people like it's nothing,
and turn into gold monkeys,
and later on fly.
Yes.
So that's the entire point of Launch's character. The reason we don't know her as well from Dragon Ball Z is while she would continue to appear during the Red Ribbon Army arc, the few times they went back to Roshi's Island for that, and would appear in the times where they would go back to Roshi's Island during the Tien arc. Well, actually, she was at that martial arts tournament where Tien and Goku fought. And during Demon King Piccolo, if they went back, she was there all the way up through Piccolo Jr. And then Akira Toriyama forgot about her and never brought her back in the story. Toei, on the other hand, were nice enough to continue including her in filler stuff and cameos.
Oh, okay.
But never for very long. So, I mean, she is at least in during the Boo arc, one of the characters who is lifting up her hands to give Goku energy. So at least they did keep bringing her back. She does, I think, come back for Dragon Ball GT for a short bit. But then
I remember seeing that character in Dragon Ball. It was like Dragon Ball Z, or a little bit of Dragon Ball Z and a little bit of GT, and I was like, who the is this character? It's like,
she is the character that Akira Toriyama forgot and it is and admitted to forgetting. So yeah, this anime film is technically a sequel to Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies in the alternative timeline of these original Dragon Ball films. But bear in mind, that really doesn't matter. This English dub was the very first project of the Funimation dub and was the first Dragon Ball franchise dub to feature the voices of Chris Sabat, Mike McFarland, Monica Antonelli, Bradford Jackson, Saley Delgadillo, and Laurie Steele.
I got
This is the beginning of the Funimation dub. This was recorded before the ending of the Ginyu arc in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
For those who don't know, Funimation did not originally do the dub for the first 2.5 seasons of Dragon Ball. From the time Raditz lands at Earth until Berter and Jace do that attack where they flash blue and red. Yeah, because they're spinning going so fast. From that point in time, Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Z was originally dubbed by Ocean Group.
Gotcha.
Or as we found out heard earlier, it's now known as AB Group. But when they decided that when they got the rights to the remaining episodes, Funimation decided to bring everything in house. And this happened to be the first thing they actually hired people for. So this, in many cases, this is also the first roles for many of these actors.
Oh, wow.
Because all of this was done in Dallas, where there wasn't at the time a big voice-over community.
Fair.
Voice actor community. After Launch steals the sleeping Princess Jewel, she taunts Lucifer and the ogres by using the words Monster Mash, Graveyard Smash.
Oh, gosh, that.
These words are from the lyrics of Bobby Pickett's Monster Mash song. This is the only one of the original Dragon Ball movies in which the Dragon Balls are not a part of the plot. And the scene where Goku turns into the Great Ape and holds Launch with his hand is an homage to King Kong. The same situation also happened previously during the Pilaf saga with Bulma. And that is all I've got for the trivia for this. So, Jacob, what is your first like for this film?
Okay, so my first like is it's a what did I write? I write a very early Dragon Ball adaptation into a film. And there can be like, I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball because I never watched it. Mm-hmm. So this is my quote unquote first time watching Dragon Ball. Or correction, I can't say that because we watched Curse of the Red Ruby.
Curse of the Blood Rubies, yeah.
Red Ruby. So
but even that is not really, that's as canon as this is.
Oh, okay. So it's like my wife watching the Star Wars holiday special.
Except this is much better.
Oh, yeah, agreed. I'm never going to live that down, am I? But
you brought it up. I wasn't going to say nothing.
Oh, agreed. I'd be like, yeah. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy this little story. There again, I do know a little bit about Dragon Ball. And I've heard people say, be like, you have to watch Dragon Ball. It's so much better.
You don't really. Yeah. It's a different, it's kind of a different show.
It's a different beast.
Akira Toriyama, when he originally was creating it, was only intending it to go for one season.
Fair.
Which was the season before this story arc. Mm-hmm. And it was meant to just be a comedic retelling of Journey to the West.
Fair.
Which is a Chinese epic, if you've not heard of it. It's actually pretty... If you can find it, I suggest giving some of those stories a read. Mm-hmm. But... after this point, they were his editors were wanting him to continue, but to continue it as a martial arts anime. But he continued keeping the comedy bits in because that's what he was mostly known for writing.
Fair.
Because bear in mind, Akira Toriyama already had a buttload of money from his previous project, Dr. Slump, which was extremely popular in Japan.
Fair. But overall, I did enjoy this. I enjoyed the little comedy romp it was. Because they're going to be, I understood what was going on. Be like, I understand who Roshi is. I understand who these characters are, the very early version of them. And I understand where Toriyama was going with this. But I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was like, oh my gosh, I had so much fun watching this. But it was fun. It was a fun comedy romp, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the adventure. There were little parts where you're like, oh, okay. Like that wouldn't date very well today, but be like, it was still, it was of the time and poor Bulma like usual. But overall, I think I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. It's gonna be interesting when we review all the Dragon Ball films. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Hero, Super, whatever. GT. Yeah, there is a GT film.
There is one GT film.
Yeah, it's a recap of like the original series.
Pretty much, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But I did enjoy this. I did enjoy it, and if you get the chance, go watch it.
My first like for this film is I thought they actually did a good job with the hiding of the twist.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed that.
For the most part throughout the film, I fully expected them they're there to actually be a princess that they were actually going to have to save, an actual human princess.
Yeah.
It kept, my thought of how it was going to go kept changing because it became very obvious that there was not an actual human there.
Yeah.
But I thought, then maybe Launch is going to end up being the princess. So she'll get confused by Goku.
Yeah.
Or then when Bulma woke up in the chamber, I thought, Bulma's going to be the sleeping princess. That's where this is going to go. And they even gave a couple of hints. I realized because there's at one point where Goku mentions they were going to save the princess, and in Gestalt, I think was his name, the ogre that had the pink ribbon thing behind him.
Oh yeah.
He says the princess isn't a person, which confused Goku because you got to remember at this point in the manga, Goku was just learning that there was a difference between male and female.
That is so true. Oh my gosh.
So
what? Okay. for me, because there again, I haven't watched the series.
Yeah.
But I know so much. It's like, oh my God. I was like,
it was a running
what?
It was a running gag that the only way Goku could tell a male from a female. Well, we're not going to get into that because this is a family show.
Oh my gosh. Toriyama, what were you thinking?
You got to remember, he was the first one to make the Dragon Ball jokes about it being the dragons. Yeah,
that.
He was the first one to make the joke. So
okay.
He knew where he was going. He was
okay.
You got to remember, this is Japan, 1980s Japan. It was different.
Yeah.
And they were willing to, they didn't mind putting dirty jokes in kids' stuff.
Yeah.
So, and this was at the time. I mean, Dragon Ball was. So, at one and then Krillin, I kind of got off track there, but Krillin does show back up and say, "You liar!" And going, "Oh no, wait a minute. Why would the Goblin lie? Why would he even say that she's not a person if she's not a person? And by person, do they mean human?" Because now I'm starting to think, oh, maybe the sleeping princess is actually the ogre's princess, and the joke is going to be that she's not pretty. I thought maybe that's where we were going. Okay. So when we finally get to the part where Goku and Krillin fall into the bedchamber and finally see that the princess is a giant diamond, I go, or giant crystal anyway, I go, oh, it's the name of this crystal. That's why we have to call this movie Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. Because it's the name of the gem is Sleeping Princess, and everyone just assumed it was Sleeping Beauty.
Yes,
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, but they hid that so well up until the reveal. I was like, you actually did a good job of hiding this twist.
Yeah,
I had no way of knowing this was coming outside of the couple of hints that you gave that were coming from sources we couldn't trust. So kudos to y'all for hiding the twist that the Sleeping Princess is actually a giant crystal.
Yes.
What's your second like?
I think I want to bounce off your number one because that is like it's an incredible inversion of what you think's going to happen. Be like it's not inversion. It's what's the word I'm looking for?
Subversion.
Yeah, subversion of what you're expecting. I love that part of this film. It's like, okay, we are going to subvert what you think is actually happening. Like, we're going to drop all these little hints and everything like that. It's nothing what you expect. And I just enjoy that. Because literally, like you were talking about that, it's like, you know what? I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that aspect of this film. And I know, is it a film? It's 45 minutes because 45 minutes technically is the length of a film.
It is a film for the same reason that The Land Before Time is a film. Because The Land Before Time is not much longer than this film is.
That's true. It's less than an hour.
Yeah. So,
but because we have this expectation because we have this mindset as an audience.
Feature length as being over at least an hour and a half.
Yes.
But technically doesn't have to be. It's not a short feature, but this was also part of a 4-part release.
Yes.
So there are 3 other movies that released at the same time.
Right.
When this happened. So anyway.
So I enjoy when a movie or a book kind of, takes you in a direction you think you're going and then completely just takes that little twist at the end. It's like, oh, okay, you got me. And like this movie, it had me hook, line, and sinker. It's like, okay, we're going to get a damsel in distress kind of movie. And it's like,
which I would have been all for because that could have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been fun. But they subverted what we thought was going to happen and made it it's a gym named the Sleeping Princess, which is like, what? Okay, that's clever. That's clever because there again, we always have this mindset and be like, definitely as Westerners, we think Sleeping Princess. oh, okay, it's Sleeping Beauty. Oh, it's this. But the subversion of it was so well done and so well hidden until like the moment it happens, it's like, oh, that's really good. Or the reveal of like for me, like watching Frozen for the first time. I know that's a weird contrast, but just stay with me for a second. There is the moment where you understand that Hans is actually the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that was good. Yeah. To me, it's like, okay, that's a nice little twist. That, you know, this nice, sweet prince comes along and sweeps on her feet and, you know, does this and this and this. And it's like, oh, I'm actually the bad guy. I just want to take you out and take over. But after time, it gets a little worn out. It's an old hat at that point. But in this movie, it's really well done. I was very shocked by it. I was like, it's not a person. It's an object. And it's like, oh, nice one, movie. Nice kudos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my second like is the subversion of the sleeping princess trope. So what is your second like?
My second like for this film is there's a number of comedic bits that hit, I think, perfectly. One of them is actually a joke from the original manga, but put in a different context here.
Gotcha.
And that is the fact that Krillin can't actually sit on Nimbus.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, my gosh.
In the original manga and anime, they're still on Roshi's Island when they're going off to find the hot date that Roshi has asked them to go do. Technically, that's still what's happening here, I'd like to point out.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit more vague in the manga.
I want you to find me a girl.
That was what Roshi wanted in the manga. And they find out, oh, Krillin can't send her because he's not pure of heart. Well, that's a funny by itself. But then you put it in this context when Goku sweeps down and plucks Krillin out from the jaws of the giant swamp monster.
Yes.
And he flies back up and Goku then drops Krillin back onto the cloud, and Krillin falls back through the cloud, and Goku has to save him again from the jaws of this giant swamp monster.
And has to hold him.
And granted, this is the second of the 3 times they repeat that animation of the swamp monster, but the third one is when Gestalt dies.
Oh,
but
gosh.
that was like so funny the way they handled that.
Agreed.
Plus, another time is how they hit with the when Poir and Oolong's transformation powers end. The way they handled that, because I'm sitting there watching, I'd figured out, oh, Oolong is this green monster, and Poir is pretending to be a mask for Yamcha. And then all of a sudden, the camera zooms back, and Oolong is just there in full pig form. And then the realization then hits you right before it does. Oolong, what are you doing? Aren't you? Oh wait, I forgot that Oolong failed transformation school, and that's why he can only transform for 5 minutes. That is the actual reason from the manga.
Oh, okay.
So, and then Poir forgets herself and then untransforms to tell Oolong that he's not transformed anymore. It's like, okay, that's a funny way to handle that to get them caught, because you had to do that at some point.
Oh, okay.
But and there's a couple other moments, especially with like even with the first time we see Launch sneeze, and turn back into quote unquote good Launch or lunch. The English manga I had actually had her, I think I said this, but blue-haired Launch was Lunch and blonde-haired was just Launch.
You did.
But, and so I still think of the characters that way, because that's the version I actually read first. But the way they handled that was, if you had never watched Dragon Ball before, if you had not watched or read the manga or any of that, you would have no way of knowing that when that little piece of hair flew in her face and she sneezed, that she was going to all of a sudden not be the kick butt person she had been for the last couple minutes, as and was going to get caught. It's like, because that was funny how they handled that, and then how they never really touched on it again until the very end of the film, when Roshi takes her inside and all of a sudden you hear gunshots going off. I thought they handled that part pretty well.
They did.
Other than that, I mean, there's probably a couple other good comedic bits that they're just slipping my mind at the moment. But yeah, those two moments, those couple moments in particular, did stand out to me as great little comedic bits that fit. That they handled very well.
Yeah.
So, what's your third like?
My third like, it kind of rubs against yours a little bit. It's more the comedy romp of it. It's, there again, if you're used to Dragon Ball Z and it's all fighting, there's a little bit of comedy.
Very little comedy.
Not
as much as is here.
Yeah, where Dragon Ball, it's primarily comedy.
Yeah.
So this kind of took me aback a little bit, because there again, we've already reviewed a Dragon Ball movie, so I'm kind of accustomed to it a little bit, and it's okay. This is a very funny little. Now I understand why Toriyama did what he did with Dragon Ball GT, like what he was attempting to do with Dragon Ball GT, and kind of bring it back to its comedy roots. It didn't go over very well, but I enjoy what they did in this with the definitely with hold on, like Krillin's accident with the Nimbus, launch her transformation into, oh, I'm sweet and then I'm gonna murder you. Oolong, all the characters, the little bits of comedy here and there. It's okay. That's appealing to me in some capacities. It's not like I have a non-affection of comedy. I mean, I enjoy comedy to an extent. You give me comedy that actually means something, I'm great. If it's comedy that means nothing, it's a stupidity. No, this hit that right part where it's okay. This is funny. This is funny. It's a character making fun of themselves, or it's just a funny situation. And yeah, I enjoy that kind of comedy. So I enjoy the mess out of this film. Is there parts of it I didn't really like? There's parts of, okay, that made no sense. So yeah, we'll get there in dislike. So yeah, what is your third?
My third and final like for this film.
Yes.
My third and final like is it's kind of just a silly film. It's not super serious.
Yeah.
In many ways, I actually think I prefer this little story to how the original manga handles this part of the arc.
Okay.
Because something actually happens here. It's not just... Because in the original manga, the way it happens is after Goku and Krillin go out, they find Launch robbing a bank, but they don't see her before she sneezes and transforms back into Good Launch. And so now they just see a bunch of people looking like they're attacking an innocent girl.
Fair.
And so they stop the bad guys, which they don't realize are actually not bad guys, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Parts of this I may be misremembering. But then they take her back to Roshi's, and then the ending of this movie happens still, because that's the joke. There's a reason it's only 2 episodes of the anime, and even that is dragging it out a little bit, because not much happens. This, we get something to the effect of like 8 good fight scenes. We get a great bit with Bulma. We keep Bulma, Yamcha, and Oolong and Puar in the story, whereas at this point in the manga and the anime, they don't even talk about them. Bulma and Yamcha and Oolong and Puar don't show back up until you're at the tournament, which is like 10 chapters from this point. By the time, or I could be I could have that wrong, but it's a little because at the time Toriyama was trying to have this be a new start, and that's why he was introducing all these other characters with Krillin and Lunch, because he was transitioning from it being a comedic retelling of Journey to the West to being a comedic martial arts property, and he would then just bring the others back because he figured out how to make them work, with really only Krillin sticking around after. Really having a real role after this between him and Launch, because Launch really didn't do much after this, even when she was still regularly appearing in the show.
Oh, okay.
So, in many ways, this is just a much more fun adventure for this part of the story than this original part we got. So, yeah, I just enjoy this is a silly, fun, quick little adventure to just so that Goku and Krillin can actually train under Master Roshi.
Okay.
I enjoy that for what it is. So, yeah, that's my third like. It's just a silly, fun adventure.
Okay, yeah, I totally agree. It is a fun little, just quirky little adventure. Mm-hmm. So we need to get into our dislikes.
Yes. What is your first dislike?
So my first dislike, there again, this is more, I think we both describe it as a very simple story. Mm-hmm. It's a very simple story. It's something very complicated. I think like with most Dragon Ball stories are fairly simple unless you get into like later on stories. It's very straight. Yeah. It's a very straight, butter and jam kind of story. It's something really deep. Like, well, correction, but like you could go deep with it, but
they do some stuff in later later arcs.
Yeah,
that. While it's still true to the fun romp that the Dragon Ball's supposed to be, they do some interesting things. I mean, heck, the history of Trunks is extremely dark and disappointing. Well, yeah, disturbing in many ways, but it's still Dragon Ball in a weird way.
Yeah, but I mean, like I think overall the story itself they're playing is very simple. But, I'd be like, there's nothing wrong with having a simple story. And it's not a bad story at all. Mm-hmm. It's just a simple story. And it's got some great, subversions here and there. Be like, it's a good little story, but it's simple. And I'd be like, I like it because it has a simple story, but I have to put something on a dislike.
Yeah.
So, simple story.
It's just because it's almost too simple a story.
Yeah, it's too simple. It's almost too simplistic, but it's not... It's not, paint by numbers kind of story. Because it does have the subversion and the twist in the end.
My first dislike for this, and I'm not sure, I'll be honest, I'm not sure if this is just the fact that I'm convinced this came from the original VHS master Funimation had. But the transfer on this is pitiful.
Yeah, it's not very good.
My understanding is there's another version that they put out where they actually had the frame rate encoded incorrectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it was like a later pressing than the one I had, where it was like down to 12 frames per second.
Oh, okay.
Which just didn't flow right at all. But even still, you watch the theme song section, which you can easily pop up a much better version from the show, or even in this case, go back to the previous DVD in this collection and watch it there, and it is so much more. You can see in comparison the difference. In the transfer, because there's a lot of. It's not just that there's a lot of dirt and sound lines. It is like it's like the audio, especially the original Japanese audio, is not just monaural, but it's just you can hardly understand what English when the few times English does show up in there, you can hardly make it out, even as an English speaker. There's just so much, and because the audio is bad, even in the English version for the background music, the audio of the dialogue is like much better just because it's fresher than the original was. But then you get the fact, and I'll get some more to this later, that's the first time many of these people were doing any large amount of acting.
Yeah.
So the quality of their performances are still a little meh to a degree. So while there's still a lot that's good there, you're having to look at it through a very dirty glass.
Okay.
And I think that's, and I like I said, that part of that is the transfer, I think, that we're having to deal with. But I think part of that may just be that even if we had gotten one of the really nice transfers from, like, say, the Japanese Dragon Box, which is the straight from, supposedly much better.
Right.
This is just so much. There's just so much gunk. That's the best way I know it. There's so much gunk on this that it's hard to. It's almost a chore to kind of watch it to a degree.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's not the animation that is there isn't done well. It's just, like I said, you're having to look at it through a very dirty window. So what's your second dislike?
So, question. Are you watching this on the DVD or are you watching it on the stream?
The DVD.
Okay. Just curious. Okay. So,
but from what I saw of the Prime, the version that's on Amazon Prime, it was not much better.
No, but what you described probably about matches what I watched, because definitely, yeah. But going into my second dislike, there again, this is the 1980s. You got to remember this. You got to put a grain of salt. You got to remember what time period this was. So I was like, poor Bulma. I just got to say, poor Bulma. Be like, Bulma in this show is like 13. It's like 13 years old. And she gets captured by, Count
Lucifer.
Count Lucifer, Count Devil, whatever his name is. And they are going to drain her blood as a sacrifice where they can have this wild party. And they
no, it's
want,
even worse than that.
No, yeah, I
they
agree.
don't need the blood to activate it. She is providing the refreshments.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to get to. And it wasn't be like, oh, we're going to pump it through your arm. No, we're going to pump it through your chest. I'm like, it's like, okay.
Well, yeah, you got to go straight for the heart.
Yeah, I know.
And you're to blame.
Yes. Oh my gosh! But at the same time, I'm like, poor Bulma.
You give Igor a bad name.
No, but I just feel bad for Bulma. Like, definitely in the early Dragon Ball, she gets so abused in so many ways. I was like, come on. Like, one, she's a little preteen girl, and she's being like all these horrible things. I'm like, come on, guys, really? But
and bear in mind,
it was the 80s. Yeah. It was a different time. Heck, we have one point where Goku be like, he wakes up and he's butt naked, and you see everything. I'm just like, okay,
because it's the 80s.
It's the 80s. That's what they did. But yep, that's the time period, because you got to give it that grace, because it was the time period.
Dragon Ball Z does it too. If you watch the uncut version,
yeah, that's true. Either or. So I felt kind of bad for the character of Bulma, because she kind of just like gets captured like the damsel in distress, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna use you as the drink for the night. We're not gonna pump it through your arm. We're gonna go through your chest. It's like, oh jeez. But yeah, that's my second dislike. It's like, poor Bulma.
Hey, at least in this movie, she wasn't sexually harassed.
Oh, yeah. Again,
just saying.
Yeah, preteen girl, 80s.
This is 80s.
Yes,
and Toriyama was making dirty jokes.
Yes, very dirty.
A lot
jokes.
Of what he was doing at the time, because that's what made him money.
That is true. Very dirty jokes,
and it was very popular.
Yes.
We came into it in Dragon Ball Z, so all we were there for was punchy, fighty.
Exactly.
And Kamehameha, which we only got one Kamehameha in this, but
we did.
It was a good Kamehameha.
Agreed.
But we were on my second dislike. My second dislike for this. I have never liked Krillin from this time period.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where he's a snot.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Krillin's always been a little bit of a snot, but
not this big of a snot.
And the thing is, it's not even far from this. He gets better, because after he and Goku do their training, they're pretty much good friends by that point. Mm-hmm. But up until that point, I mean, in the manga, I mean, he's a snot like we see him here. Yeah. But after this in the manga, there's a part where Roshi tasks them with finding one rock on a giant island by marking the little turtle symbol, the Z with the thing, and throwing it into the woods for them to find.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
And Krillin decides to cheat.
Oh, of course.
By just finding a rock that kind of looked close and drawing the symbol on it himself. And of course, Roshi calls him on it.
And whacks him with it.
And then he goes back out there and Goku found it, but then Krillin steals it. So Goku did not get dinner that night.
Little bald.
Goku did not get dinner that night. That's cruel and unusual punishment for a Saiyan child.
That's worse than what is the monkey form called? The Ozaru? Ozaru. That's worse than the Ozaru. Be like he's gonna wreck shop as a little monkey kid.
That's very dangerous to do.
Yes.
But Krillin
don't cross a hangry Goku.
Krillin is just so much of a little snot.
Yeah, he's a turd.
That it's one thing when he's a snot on your side, but when he's being like this with Goku and doing all the cheating he does here and all that stuff. I mean, sure, I can tell why he doesn't have a pure heart.
Yeah.
Because he's a snot.
Yeah.
And granted, we do learn later on in the anime why he's a snot. And he grows from that. But here, he is just so much of a snot, I want to punch him in his noseless face. Can't punch him in the nose.
Because he doesn't have one. They mentioned that like in like Dragon Ball Super or something like that. Or even like Z.
First comes up in like the first, Krillin's has the first fight in the tournament arc, and he's fighting a character named Bacterian.
Oh yeah, because he can't smell.
Who has never bathed in his life.
Oh yeah, I know.
So people have to hold their nose when they fight him, which means they have to go off one-handed. And Krillin is doing this rather than because he claims he can smell it until Goku mentions, Krillin, you don't have a nose. And Krillin goes, you're right, I don't. And then attacks full force and beats Bacterian. And I'm sitting there going, you're right, you don't have a nose. That's kind of clever. At the same time, how do you breathe? Because he does have a mouth. And I have smelled, I have had my nose stopped up bad enough where I couldn't smell anything. But I could taste nasty crap on the air. I'm sure Krillin could do the same.
Probably.
So I don't think that should help him, but I don't care because it's funny. Also, that probably means his later daughter, Marin, doesn't have a nose either. But anyway.
Yes.
We'll get to that later this year. When we get to Dragon Ball Z Abridged. But yeah, Krillin being a snot is my second dislike in this, and it's just how he is at this point, and it's just a thing that bugs me because I actually do like Krillin as a character later on.
Fair.
What's your third dislike?
I actually don't have one. It was one of those I just kept pondering my noggin, and I just couldn't think of one. I really just searched, and I was like, okay, I kept thinking of this pink little demon. It's like, okay, that's a cute character. I want to draw him. That was about it. He's a funny little guy. He's a funny little guy.
I swear I fought versions of him in Dragon Quest.
Oh, probably because Toriyama designed the characters.
So my third. Well, you finished your third dislike because you really didn't have one.
No, I didn't. Be like there was parts that was like I really just pondered it, and no, I couldn't find anything.
My third and final dislike. My third and final dislike is just simply that it's too short. Granted, it does everything it's set out to do.
Right.
It was kind of doomed to be short from the beginning because it had to be part of this I keep forgetting the word, but it's part of this quadruple release. That's what I mean. Because it's part of that. Because Toei does that festival still to this day every year. But I really feel like it. I don't know. I kind of wanted it to be longer. I don't know what they could have done to extend it, but where it would make sense and not just be stupid. But a part of me is still looking at this, looking and comparing it to things like Battle of Gods or Broly or Superhero. And knowing that part of the reason I enjoy those is because they aren't just fist fights. They're not just, to a degree, I mean, all of the Dragon Ball movies are excuses to have these characters fight each other. Yes. Let's be honest. But those movies did it in such a good way where there was more to the story than just that. We were leading to that, but it's more than just that. And a part of me kind of wishes that, because this is still being featured more as a comedy action, they were doing some more of those things with the comedic bits. It's just, I kind of wish there was more of it. I kind of wish we got more of Goku and Krillin's journey there. Just work in a good little story where Goku and Krillin are slowly becoming friends. Yeah. Over the course of this adventure, I think you need a little bit more than 45 minutes to pull that off. So yeah, I wish it was a bit longer where we could get more of Goku and Krillin becoming friends, because that's a major plot of Dragon Ball is their friendship, because they're it's Goku's first real rival, first training partner. Granted, he'll get supplanted by Vegeta eventually, but they never lose that friendship after that. And I kind of just wish we got more of it. So,
agreed.
Yeah, I wish it was a little bit longer with a little bit more focus on Goku and Krillin becoming friends.
Agreed.
I think that would have worked a little bit better. But yeah, that's my third and final dislike for Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle. What are you rating this film?
I'm going to give it a 6, like a good solid 6. It's a good film. It's what it needs to be. It's nothing like overly complicated, and it's not dumbed down. It's right in that kind of nice little nest where it's a nice, like, joyful, goofy little comedy. That's just, it's about the right length it needs to be. It's not perfect in any fashion or form, because there again, it's just what it is, and I enjoy it.
I'm going to give it a 6.5, just because this is a fun, silly little romp. And I think it could be used as a replacement for those 2 episodes of the anime.
Okay.
Without really affecting anything. I could be misremembering, but I mean, I think it could do that without affecting anything. Granted, that means messing with what Toriyama did, and I disagree with editing what an original creator did with their story, good or bad. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but this is better than what Toriyama did.
Fair.
In some ways. This was, I think, a better way to introduce Launch. I think this was a much more fun story. And like I said, it keeps Bulma, Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong in the story longer instead of them disappearing for 15, however many episodes it was from the end of the... Oh, really, if we're talking about the anime, from their last bit of filler to them being at the tournament, even though they do, in the anime, if I remember correctly, do switch from time to time to Yamcha training his wolf fang fists in the forest.
Yeah.
But, because by that time they knew it was coming back. They were coming back into the story. I kind of just wish that was in here, so even though it kind of doesn't make sense timeline-wise... I think that kind of works. So, yeah, I'm giving it a 6.5.
Okay.
That brings us to the end of this review. Next week, we're looking at the next Dragon Ball film, which is Dragon Ball Mystical Adventure.
Yes.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is technically based on the Red Ribbon Army arc.
Yeah, it's like the third film, actually.
It's the third film, but I think it's based on the Red Ribbon Army arc itself. There's a total of 4, but the fourth one was released a lot later.
Okay.
A lot later. So we'll get to that later when we get to that.
Okay.
But join us next week for that. In the meantime, we're going to play some bumpers and intermission and jump into another anime that we are getting close to finishing now with Outlaw Star.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
This week, we suggest checking out the Retro Rewind podcast. Every other week, you can join the Retro Rewind pod as they travel back 15 or more years along the entertainment space-time continuum and their mission to review movies and games, establishing what is still worth your time today. You can expect fun banter and trivial insights from Francisco, Paul, and a rotating cadre of guest hosts who are all out of time. By the way, I no longer call Francisco Roy.
Really?
I now call him Quigley. I have evolved the meme. Pray I don't evolve it any further. The Cellcast would also like to thank the following patrons. PaulJPowers.com, The Monster Island Film Vault, Edwin Gonzalez, and Artsy Steph. Why did my mind go blank? I'm looking right at your name on the chat. If you would like to donate, if you'd like to support us, you can donate to us at the $5 level over on Patreon for uncut episodes, special art from Jacob, and shout outs from us in the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
But let's say you want us to review something specific.
Within reason.
Within reason. You can donate an additional $5, total of 10, for the last spot currently available for 2026.
Yes.
So get on that, folks. We do reserve the right to say no, but bear in mind, the Star Wars Holiday Special we did say yes to.
Thanks, Nate.
So bear all that in mind.
Yes.
Also, donate to us on our Redbubble store. Donate. Purchase stickers, t-shirts.
Yes.
This t-shirt I'm wearing right here, you can go and purchase, not the specific one, but you can go get this artwork on a t-shirt in a color of your choice over on our Redbubble store. You can even get stickers of it if you want. We got a couple other shirts. We're going to get some more out there eventually. But go support us over there. When Jacob eventually, if he ever gets back to doing his Like and Artist streams, please support him over there on all his... Well, actually, just go and support him on his socials anyway, because he is got a pretty good Facebook Messenger group going on right now that you should be in and talking with him on.
Yeah.
And he's releasing a lot of good artwork, including previews for upcoming Cellcast episode album artworks. So yeah, go do that. I kind of mess with him for not doing the streams, but he is actually doing stuff. Yeah. So go support him over there. Plus, join me now on Tuesday nights for, instead of Dragon Quest 3, because I need to get through it faster than the streaming timing allowed, I'm now replaying through Final Fantasy 14 on stream on Tuesday nights. So come enjoy the adventures of Jack Hoppington as he adventures through the realm of Eorzea. Yes,
Jack Hoppington.
Yes, he's a bunny boy.
He's a bunny.
He's a bunny boy.
Oh gosh.
So join us for that, and thank y'all for and please tell people you heard about us. If you think they like movies, if they like Dragon Ball, support us. If you can't pay us, support us that way. Yeah. Email us at the cellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Do that. And please just put us out there, review us where you found us, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. We actually want that more than we want the money. We're fine with the money. Please keep giving us money if you're going to give us money. But we actually do need more of the other kind of support that is free for you to support us with. All you gotta do is just say, hey, go listen to these guys. They're awesome. Or, hey, go hate listen to these guys. They suck. One of the two. We'll take either one.
Preferably not the latter.
Preferably not, but
Yes.
Anyway.
Welcome to the future.
Transferring to autopilot mode.
A place where good guys finish last.
I'll make them wish they'd never been born.
A quick draw is the best defense.
Nothing personal, but I'm here to kill you.
And your wits are all you can count on. A future where one treasure is coveted above all else.
Tell me the coordinates of the galactic ley line.
Legend speaks of the galactic ley line, offering the ultimate power of the universe to those who seek its glory.
The doors have opened.
Utilizing the latest technology, a living starship has been built with the power to find the galactic ley line.
Does it really have the power to find? We don't know yet.
We don't even know what it is yet.
No, we don't.
Fallen into the hands of an outlaw. An outlaw named Gene Starwind.
We're 8 episodes from the end and we don't even know what it is.
His luck
Is he really an outlaw, though? Because he didn't pay his fee? Is he really an outlaw just because of that?
We'll get into. We'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
to the stars.
Accelerate and fly down their throats.
Outlaw Star. Weekdays at 5:30. Time to roll the dice. Only Toonami.
I think he considers himself an outlaw because he lives by his own code.
He lives by his own code. Like, dude, you are
It
no
just so
Jesse-
happens
Yeah,
that his
he's
own
no Jesse
code is
James.
being a law-abiding citizen
Yeah,
bounty
exactly.
hunter who doesn't pay his fees.
Doesn't pay his fees.
And is
That's
debt,
it.
And is in debt up to his eyeballs.
Yeah, so yeah, he's an outlaw in his own. Be like, oh yeah, I'm an outlaw because I say so. Literally. Anyway, let's get into our review.
Speaking of outlaws, Law and Lawlessness is the name of this episode. It is directed by, as always, Mitsuru Hongo and written by Hajime Yatate. This is the shortest synopsis we've had so far. The outlaw star crew are arrested by a private security force dubbed Angel Links and wrongfully accused of piracy.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That is all that happens in here, other than they save the day.
Yeah.
By, we'll get to that.
Yeah, and
We'll get to that.
They're outlaws. Yeah, definitely outlaws.
There is no new actor, new cast
new
members in
actors?
this. New characters.
Oh, okay,
in this.
some new news.
But I will point out, as we get into the trivia,
Yeah.
that Angel Links that they mentioned here there's actually another show called Angel Links. It's a spinoff of this that I think is about just as long, that I know nothing about. I mostly know it because it's on the Outlaw Star Wiki.
Oh, that's right. I do remember something about Angel Links.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, why do I recognize that name? It's like, oh, okay, it was actually serious. Oh, okay.
Artsy says, wait, doesn't outlaw mean they are pirates?
No.
No. Because they don't. They're not Jack Sparrow in space. That's what it comes down to.
Because they're fighting pirates.
And they're not Chinese people going, Adawa Sampa, Adawa Sampa, Adawa Sampa. To do that weird Taoist magic that we haven't seen since the beginning of this show.
The entire
I'd like
season.
to point out.
Yes. Like,
No, they-
literally, Gene Starwind calls himself an outlaw because he calls himself an outlaw. Even though his actions mean nothing to that.
As we are reminded in this episode,
yes,
Gene believes, or has come to learn, that there are 3 powers in space.
Yeah.
The military, the pirates, and the outlaws. He ain't military, and he ain't a pirate. What does that leave? Outlaw.
I want to be pirate. I want to be an outlaw. Again, he is not Jesse James.
Now, he tells this to Deuce, a giant dinosaur man.
Yeah.
It says that a beautiful woman told him this, referring to Hot Ice Hilda.
Yeah.
The problem is, the episode where this occurred was the episode World of Desires, episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually Swanzo that explains this to Gene about the 3 powers,
Oh.
not Hot Ice Hilda.
Oh, that's
They
right.
messed up.
They did mess up. Well, of course, Gene's gonna lie and be like, "Oh yeah, beautiful."
Well, he probably confused it for Hilda because Hilda's hotter.
He is Gene Starwind. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it there.
He's Gene Starwind. He's
special.
As Jim will say in the next episode, he doesn't plan things and lives by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
or
talk
other things. Or a brute.
It is that area of the body that he lives by. But let's continue. Actually, that's all the trivia I have for this.
Oh my gosh.
Other than good night, is this a dumb episode?
Yeah, it is. It makes sense.
Because here's what happens. They find a pirate ship that I assume they fought right before this.
Yeah.
As they are finally getting their revenge for once on one of these guys. Yeah. The cops show up, basically.
Yeah. Pull them over, arrest them.
And arrest both. And so they're in this space station trying to explain who they are and why they're good guys and all this other kind of stuff. While the obvious pirates, one assumes that it's happening to too, but they're being interrogated by these two other cops. Meanwhile, and I say cops, they're technically private security.
Yeah.
They're not even the actual military. These are they're not vigilantes because they are properly deputized, basically.
They're buccaneers. Let's say that. They're buccaneers. No, because
Buccaneers is a pirate. The security forces are not pirates. Space Pinkertons. Thank you, Steph.
There we go. That
is the closest.
That's a good representation.
That is the closest of what we're talking about here.
Space Pinkertons. They're a private force.
Yes.
For probably one dude.
And be very careful with your Magic the Gathering cards around them. Anyway.
And don't get involved with Jesse James. Another connection with this show.
So they show the human girl, one of the two cops.
Oh yeah,
shows them this
weird design of a character. Yes, let's say that for this show.
Shows them these photographs, basically of this outer space cruise ship that got attacked. That they're bringing in to show, we want to make sure that since your ship matches the description of this red pirate ship, that you see what we're up against and why we're being so hard-nosed about all this. And yeah, it's pretty beat up. It finally gets to the space station. They bring it in, and the pirates are actually still on the cruise ship. They have loaded it with missiles that they then blow up inside the inside of the space station where there's no shields, because why on earth would you have shields on the inside of your space station?
And wouldn't it depressurize everything and send everybody into the vacuum of space? Well, they do it in the
cargo bay. They do it in the space side. Yeah. And this looks like it's one of those that looks like it's still a vacuum even in that side of. Okay. So if they were close enough to the actual walls where people are walking around, like where we see Gene and all them, that would expose an explosion near there might expose that part to the vacuum of space.
But it never does.
We never see that if it does.
You see explosions going on all around them, but it never hits the glass they're standing at.
Yes. The closest we get is Jim does check a console when they get to a door to make sure that, there is breathable air on the other side of it before you get Aisha Clan to rip it open, basically. Actually do something helpful.
Yeah.
But for the most part, nothing else happens in this other than Gene and them go out to attack the actual pirates that are coming in, after this Trojan horse has made its way in, basically. And they are escaping, technically, and they get into, a grappler on grappler fight with this other ship. And then the space cops come out and destroy the rest of the fleet. And then Gene flings the other ship off into the stratosphere like they're Mario and the other ship is Bowser. That's a Nintendo 64 reference, if anyone's not caught that yet. And then they let them go, despite the fact they make it painfully obvious, we know where your ship came from, but we're letting you go anyway because you were good people.
Yeah, because you helped us out.
And that's the episode.
Literally.
And the only other thing they tell us is, oh, by the way, we think the galactic ley line, we know you're looking for the galactic ley line. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, literally. We didn't know anything about it.
We don't know anything about it. We think you should give up and go back to Haifong.
Mm-hmm. I think that's our first clue.
It's our first clue that it's actually there.
Yeah,
or that it's something else.
Yeah. Because I remember I've watched the entire series.
Yes.
And I don't remember a thing about the galactic ley line. I think it could be this, it could be this, but I don't think it's what they think it is.
I don't think it is either. I have a feeling it's Melfina, but we'll figure that out in 4 episodes. Because literally, we after today we have 6 episodes.
4!
6 episodes of the show left, which will put us off right as we get to the anniversary episode. So right before that.
So here's the question: how many episodes are there of Outlaw Star?
You would ask me this.
I would, because I'm curious now. Because it's like 26.
It's 26 episodes.
26 episodes.
And we're on like episode 19 and 20.
Yes.
I think.
So
I'm bringing it up now.
The fact, be like, okay, we got all like the first 3 episodes.
26
3 or 4,
episodes, yes.
So 3 or 4 episodes. It's all about the plot, the story. What's going on, maker characters, what have you. And then we spend almost 10 episodes of filler.
So here's the deal. Law and Lawlessness, the episode we're technically reviewing right this second, is episode 19.
Yeah.
We are actually on the 3rd and final Blu-ray.
Yeah.
The next episode we're talking about in this episode, Cats and Girls and Spaceships.
Oh, my.
Is that. Then we have Grave of the Dragon, Gravity Jailbreak, the infamous Hot Springs planet Tenrai.
Right.
The one that was
cut
from the original.
I wonder why.
And then literally Cutting the Galactic Ley Line is the name of the next episode, episode 24. Then we get to Maze of Despair and Back to Space.
Yeah. We are episode 19. Episode 18, we actually decided that we're actually going to go find the galactic ley line.
Now, I would like
18 people. 18.
So, as a reference, the last episode
that had anything to do with our plot.
The last episode where it felt like the plot moved outside of, we're going to this new planet.
Right.
Well, first off, Hot Ice Hilda dies in episode 4. Okay. We meet Aisha Clan for real as a regular character in 5. Technically, we met her in 3, but she's a real character really starting in 5. We meet Twilight Suzuka in 6.
Mm-hmm.
We get another episode. 7 is just a filler episode. 8 is when they're forced to leave because they're being tracked by the bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
9, only thing it does for the plot is mention the space race.
Yeah, that's it. It
10
really has nothing to do with the story. 10
and 11 at least are the space race.
Yeah.
And there is some stuff that connects in there.
Very little.
Very little. It's almost like it's more like a manga filler. It sounds like, it feels like it comes from the manga because it is kind of built into the plot.
Right.
But then Mortal Kombat with the El Dorado is the last one, I feel, where they're actually doing something with the story, because that's when they get into that combat with the McDougal
episode
brothers.
11.
That's episode 12 with Mortal Kombat with the El Dorado. It's after this point that everyone leaves on the Outlaw Star to go back to Haifong, and all 5 members of the crew are technically a part of the crew.
Yeah.
The next episode is the one with the cactus that Melfina stomps into the ground.
Yeah.
And then we get the episode where they're towing a billboard around, and it ends up being a bomb.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything. The 7 emerge. This at least brings up the assassins that are trying to kill them that started killing them.
Which we've only met one.
until the next episode we're about to review.
Yeah, until the next episode. Really? Really? She's part of the Assassins?
Yes. What? The episode doesn't tell you that.
Yeah, which was so confusing. Okay, I've got to kill James Arwen.
She is. We'll get to that. We get to Demon of the Water Planet, which is a filler episode. Between Life and Machine, which does bring the McDougal brothers back into it.
Story, yeah.
And it is technically a Melfina episode.
It is.
Technically, the strongest woman in the universe moves the plot along because it gets Fred Lowe to give them money.
Yeah.
Because they've run out of money again.
Of course.
And now we're to Law and Lawlessness. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sorry. Between Life and Machine is the one where Gene finally gets to his head. Oh, we need to go find the galactic ley line now.
Finally.
And strongest woman in the universe was their way to get off the planet because they didn't have a way to get off the planet at that point.
Because Fred Lowe decided to be like, oh, I'm just giving you the money anyway. Oh, this is the opportunity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either or. We're at episode what now?
19, and we're about to talk about episode 20.
But it's episode 20.
Now, my gut reaction is to mention, and I say gut reaction because I don't actually believe this, but my gut reaction is to mention that Evangelion has a very similar structure where there's a block of episodes at the beginning that feel very story focused, a block of episodes at the end that feel very story focused, and then a block of episodes that technically move the plot along, but they really feel like filler.
I can see that, but this
is different.
This is different.
Because honestly, that felt intentional. This feels like they got lost in the story for a bit.
Exactly.
I'm sitting there going, I enjoyed watching this as a kid. Late at night after I got home from marching football games and marching in those. I remember enjoying this show, and I never watched it in order. I'm convinced half these, at least a quarter of these episodes, I don't remember at all. And now that I'm seeing how they're actually tied together, I'm not going to say I hate the show, because I do still like the show. I still think it's fun. But it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of plotting and pacing.
Yeah. Oh, agreed.
On that note.
To me, watching this, it's more like, okay, we had our thread of what we're doing in the very beginning, and we're going to do this until we can get to... It's like you had this much of a story, you had to fill it out to here. Mm-hmm. So you had to put in a lot of padding to fill your story out. Be like, Evangelion, it had a few episodes that were a little filler, but it gave you character development.
It was also designed, really, the original story was designed to work in that Monster of the Week format.
Exactly.
Because you had, 15 angels that had to be taken out?
12. Sorry, I got my numbers confused. Yeah, it's 12.
So you had 12 angels you had to eventually take out.
You did?
You had to fit that in that one season. And I still feel like it ended a little too soon, and it felt like it needed a little bit more room. But it was kind of built for that. This really feels like you had a good, strong beginning. And it does have a good, strong beginning. But then they got lost for everything else. In fact, even bringing up the assassins that are trying to take out Gene and them, I still don't care about them.
Yeah. It's like, okay, what is the purpose? Are they tied with the guild? Is their purpose to stall them from finding the galactic ley line? We don't know. But
let's continue on to actually talk about our second member of the Anten 7. Girls and Cats. Cats and Girls and Spaceships. I got it backwards.
Oh my. Yeah.
Directed by Mitsuru Hongo and written by Hajime Getate. In this episode, the Outlaw star is attacked by a mysterious grappler ship and forced to dock at a nearby space station. While there, Jim develops a crush on a young girl named Hanyo, unaware that she and her cats, Kemi and Mata, are members of the Anten 7. They're not.
Is that mentioned? No.
No, and technically only Hanyo is the official member of the 7. The two cats are not.
Oh, okay. Did we see her in that episode?
I would have to go back and look. I think you can. She might be in silhouette. Okay. Because a number of those people were in silhouette.
Yeah, that is true. I'm gonna look at that. Keep going.
Anyway, unaware. Yeah, they were pilots of the ship that attacked them. Basically, Getting into the trivia for this, when Gene removes his hand from Jim's head after ruffling his hair, his bare arm can be briefly seen despite the fact he's wearing a sleeve top in the previous scene. This is most likely an oversight from the animators. Lastly, when one of the arms, the first arm gets destroyed, the cat in the other arm, Mata, says, they killed Kimmy.
Oh, you're right.
They said it just that way.
They killed Kimmy.
They killed Kimmy. I have no proof of this, but I think this is a reference to the, oh my gosh, they killed Kenny running gag from South Park.
Because that would have been about the same time.
It's around the same time.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you it was done in the English dub, is not there in the Japanese dub. I would be willing to bet the cat doesn't even say anything in the English, in the original Japanese version. Because I heard they go, oh, y'all just made a South Park reference in this. Great. Any luck?
Give me a second. No, like you said, there is silhouettes, and it kind of looks like her. There's a cat, so
it's probably meant.
It's probably her, but it most likely is her. But the fact that the episode does not address it, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna kill Gene Sarwin. It's like you could have said, I have to do this because of this contract or whatever. It's not. Oh, I'm gonna kill Gene Sarwin. Okay, why?
So, look, I am seeing the screenshots here. They do show her.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that's her and that's the cat. Here, I'll show the.
Oh, okay.
The live people here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a screenshot.
Yeah, that is from, and it even does say, and I will have to go back and listen to this, but the quote, the caption here, I think is from that episode where they're describing the Anton 7, a prodigy of space combat with the use of cats.
Oh, I totally remember that now.
Yeah,
I totally remember that.
I believe that is.
Oh,
correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But there's nothing in this episode that tells you that.
No.
You have to remember from, what did I say, 4 episodes previous?
Yeah, 4 episodes.
That this happened? That they mentioned this? I didn't even know who she was. I just thought, I'm just looking at it as, oh, this is a sad tale for Jim.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even know he killed his girlfriend. Because that's the thing. He meets this girl, falls in love with her, has a date, gives her
a rose,
a rose, meets her cats, and then you see her go back to the ship. All of a sudden, the cats are talking to her.
Yeah.
In the ship.
Or at least telepathically. Yeah.
Telepathically, but it's through the technology of the ship.
Yeah.
And Grant, I kind of do remember this episode because I remember thinking it was the coolest grappler ship we come across so far, because it split into 3 ships but could do all that stuff. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's piloted by cats. That's kind of cool. But that's what I thought when I was a kid. I'm watching. I say kid, high schooler, but I'm watching this now and going, Jim, you killed her. You don't know that you killed her. You just know you killed the person that was attacking them. But you killed your girlfriend, and you'll forever not know that.
Probably.
Because he has no way of learning that.
No, absolutely
unless
not.
one of the Anton 7 tells him that later on.
Yeah.
Because technically, nobody but the Anton 7 knows who the Anton 7 are. Or who the actual members are, I mean. So, now I will say one thing I did like about this is when, after, she dies, and they go back to the space station, and he waits around for her, and she doesn't come back. And they don't, and throughout this whole thing, they don't know that they actually killed her. There's a scene where you can see Gene and Jim talking to each other, but we don't get any dialogue.
No.
I thought that scene actually was very well done. For as annoying as Gene Starwin can be, he was a good big brother to Jim in that moment. Because Jim felt down. He thought he'd been abandoned, and he had his first little heartbreak. He just didn't know why he had his first little heartbreak, which if he did, he'd be absolutely devastated.
Be crushed.
But
oh my God.
I did think Gene did as much as we crap on Gene.
Oh, good.
For being
a butthead.
A butthead and flying by the seat of his pants. About everything and the stupid decisions he makes.
Yeah.
I do think in that moment he was a good older brother to Jim in that moment.
Yeah. Like I think in the intros it'd be like the fact that Jim looks up to Gene.
Mm-hmm. And Gene understands that.
Yeah,
they're hard on each other like brothers are.
Yeah, but it's very much like the reverse because you look at the dynamics of those two characters. You have Jim, who is the younger of the two, who's more intelligent. He's more wise about things. He's very conscious of things. And where Gene is the rough around the edges. He's a brash kid who's 20 years old.
Never really grew up.
And
enjoys being out there with the ladies. Mm-hmm. Except when Melfina's tagging along with him and he can't. Bless his heart.
Yeah, gosh.
But
yeah. But anyways,
in that moment, he actually did his job and was a good big brother to Jim. Which
we didn't hear the dialogue.
We don't get to, and we don't need to hear the dialogue.
No,
because the dialogue would not have changed anything. We knew what happened, and we knew what they were saying, even if we didn't know the exact words.
Yeah, I would say this with this episode, it does be like obviously it's a Jim episode, which it needs to be. The fact that you had Gene Starwind, who normally doesn't listen to people, he does ask Jim, what do we need to do? Which is kind of a weird thing to me. It's like, I think it's a little off character for him in this episode that he asked Jim this, and he's very like, it's kind of a weird character shift, a character dynamic shift. It's like, okay, this isn't normally Gene, but obviously it's geared towards the story. We got to make Jim feel important in the episode. So we give him all the fact that, okay, now they can switch controls with the grapplers and Gene can fly it.
Because this is the first time we've actually seen the other two
actually do something in the ship.
Yeah, they actually have a job, and it's to control the grappler arms independently of what Gene was doing.
Yeah,
which then makes me wonder what's Gene doing, because Jim's
just flying the ship.
He's flying the ship, but so is Jim
and Melfina's
navigating.
Yeah,
I guess Jim's really more engineering is his role.
Yeah.
But before this point, Gene was flying and operating the grapplers.
Yeah,
but now he's letting the other two handle the grapplers,
and like in multiple times where Gene says, "Be like, oh, I'm the best grappler there is," and then all of a sudden he's handing it off to other people. Like, I understand you want to make like your use of your cockpit crew and make everybody available to be used, but couldn't you have done that earlier and made it more like there's even a point. There's even a point in the episode where Jim points out that be like where Gene says something, be like, oh, she's not a team player, and Jim pipes in and be like, yeah, look who's talking.
Yeah,
because Gene
doesn't even recognize it when when Aisha mentions says something too, and Jim says, yeah, like you aren't catching that.
No,
but anyway,
yeah, I found it very interesting, and then all of a sudden it's more this team dynamic, which they've never done in the series. It's like, okay, let's see if they continue with this. I highly doubt it, but just to make everybody else involved for some reason, it was so confusing because you had this one dynamic, and then all of a sudden they changed the dynamic to make the entire crew work together. And I don't remember if they do that again or not. We'll see in the next few episodes.
We will see, but
yeah.
It also,
again, poor Jim.
To a degree, I think the reason they did it in this one, from a tactics point of view, is they recognize that the other, and Jim probably is the one who realized it, that all three ships.
Yeah.
I'm going to say ships, even though technically two of them are independently operated grappler arms. They were all working from different points of view, and were not necessarily working. They were working in unison, but they were also doing was they were able to focus on just their part of it. Gene can't operate both grapplers and let them do different things because he's still going to be doing, But Aisha and Suzuka can operate those grapplers while he's flying, and they can do a lot more.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that's why they did it. Will they do it again?
Yeah, we don't know.
I certainly don't remember because, honestly, I'm half convinced that this was the last episode I remembered.
Fair. Because
I remember this ship and remember thinking it was cool. I kind of forgot the cats were involved, but I just remembered, the two arms can separate and fly and attack from a distance.
Yeah.
That's what I remembered. But I didn't remember it was piloted by cats, which I'm still sitting there going, if they was actually piloted by cats, they'd be very jumpy.
Ooh. that you know what that kind of makes me think of? Because there again, I'm trying to think of the artwork in my head. Because I'm thinking drawing I want to call her Brunch, but her name's not Brunch.
Launch.
Like drawing Launch with a little pink demon, and one of the cats on her shoulder, so it's two little animals on her.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and her nice form, but more of a twist of turn, be like she's not wearing her outfit, she's wearing another Launch's outfit.
Right.
With a star on it. Like a Launch Pad McQuack. Just something like what?
Okay.
Yeah, just something funny. Because I thought about it, that'd be interesting.
This episode is fun, and at least it is moving the plot along technically, even though I didn't realize it at the time. But even as a standalone episode, this is pretty good because I actually felt bad for Jim at the end of this.
Agreed.
And it kind of broke my heart. It's like, okay, this is the kind of stuff I want. Why are we not doing more stuff like this?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still think Melfina stomping on the cactus is hilarious. It was funny because that was a goofy episode to begin with, and that was a good way to end it. But so many of these episodes have just been, and then this happened. Next week, it's like these aren't even good stories to be telling, and they're not being told well. But anyway, our next two episodes are Grave of the Dragon, as I said, and Gravity Jailbreak. So join us with that on Mystical Adventure. You got anything to add before we cut out of here?
No, thank you again, guys, for coming in and making for those who are in the live chat, thank you so much for coming in and making this more not entertaining, but it is entertaining. You're not gonna be wrong.
Yes,
but there's a lot of interaction, and thank you again for that. Thank you for always kind of chiming in with our live streams, and those who are listening to us, thank you again for what you do, and like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
On that note, as we end this first episode of 2026, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob.
And we'll catch you in the next frame.
To follow Jacob and Drew's individual internet exploits, check out the Linktree links in the show notes.
Eventually.
You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter or X at @cast_cell. Follow our Facebook page, The Cellcast Podcast, and join our Facebook group, The Cell Nation, our YouTube channel, Cellcast, and our Rumble channel, The Cellcast Gaming. You can join us every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central for our live recordings of our episodes on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. You can also join Drew on those same streaming channels on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central for gaming streams. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else fine podcasts can be downloaded from. Please rate and review us where you found us. Our theme song is Drop and Roll by Silent Partner. Our bad movie theme is It's Party Time by Gregory Snegoff, with additional audio from the film Titanic: The Legend Goes On, and remember, that's Cell with a single L.
Next week, we might actually see the Dragon Balls in this Dragon Ball anime.
Right. It actually might get somewhere to the galactic ley line, possibly.
Eventually!
Eventually.